And welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3. We are continuing our ascent up Tartarus for this full moon cycle, now switching POV to Persona 3 Portable for the bulk of our exploration. Obviously, though, there's plenty of unique things to come up in Persona 3 Reload, plus the occasional thing for me to mention in Persona 3 FES, so we'll still be seeing plenty of those versions. But for the bulk of our traveling, we will be relying on Persona 3 Portable to be our viewpoint into the world of Persona 3. Things have been a little dicey going through the exploration Persona 3 up to this point. Remember that the Reload and Portable sections are all recorded all at once, as opposed to the FES sections where I do get a chance to leave Tartarus and get some new items, so there's been some growing pains with my new dedicated team here. The enemies around there seem different now. Please keep your guard up. And yes, we do have new, stronger enemies to worry about, but nothing that I can't handle, because we've already seen basically the worst of it with the copious number of strong shadows I fought. Speaking of, hey, some free EXP. At the end of the battle, Yukari hit a new level where she learns a skill. In this case, she's learning Recarm. So now we have a means to revive people that doesn't involve us just using revival beads. Handy for somebody who's forgetful to purchase things like me. Also, you gotta be careful with those wild drives or whatever they're called. I always forget the names of enemies in this game because they're just a lot of them are just palette swaps. But if a Kill Rush triggers 2 hits, it's going to kill whoever it hits in this version of the game. No questions asked. Unless you have some really obscene defensive stacking. One nice thing to note about them, though, is because the EXP cards, the wand cards, are so much more effective in Persona 3 Portable, you can get upwards of like 900 experience points off of them if you get a 4 card. It's pretty insane. So that definitely helps speed up the leveling that I need to do. And remember, level 31, gotta hammer that home, because it's easy to lose track of those kinds of things when you're just monotonously grinding through all the shadows. Also, this guy is being annoying as possible with his movements. Sometimes the shadows just do not want to leave themselves vulnerable, and it's something you gotta deal with. I rather rudely cut off Fuka there, who was just trying to remind us that we're looking a little haggard. Definitely, you can still suffer from fatigue to a certain extent in Persona 3 Portable, but not until after you leave Tartarus, so it's not like the warning is super necessary. Alright, we got rare form. Aw, man. You can actually catch rare forms in Persona 3 Portal. They're much slower than they are in FES, but sometimes they spawn in at bad angles like that, where they're just going to spot you no matter what. And if they're in backed into a corner, they just teleport out. Very frustrating. I do have the medal quest set for them. Off-screen, I took care of getting the steel medal that I needed to grab in order to get Junpei's joke weapon in Portable. Not that that really matters now that we're not using Junpei anymore, but there is actually a secondary joke weapon available for the FEMC once we get the next medal. What was it, the silver medal? So look forward to that. Yes, the FEMC gets 2 joke weapons, a lightsaber and something else. Also, these things are just being so obnoxious right now, taking all the worst possible positions.
Truly reflects your personality.
Over in Persona 3 Reload, I had the luck to actually defeat a rare shadow, but also, we have another monad enemy here. So let's check out this guy real quick. Let's just take a look at what I got equipped at the moment. We're also going to want to take inventory of Fuka's SP. Let's give her some of this instant curry. As you can see, the SP restoring supplies have run quite low for us. As always, want to boost up with Sylphid Aura. Always do that before boss fights at this stage. Until you get your own auto buffs to supplant it, it's always a good idea to use that. The enemy is within range. Commencing battle. Let's go, everybody. Fortunately, this happened pretty quickly into my expedition, so don't have to worry too much about anything going wrong here. If it is, it's very little progress lost. But I would be ashamed to lose the progress on what is it? The rare shadow. Okay, this thing is almost certainly going to set up like a reflecting barrier or something to take advantage of the fact that all our people are enraged. But you know what? Why don't we take advantage of this while it's in effect? Let's see. Let's switch over to Yamato no Orochi. Debuff its defense, and let's let our guys just take swings at it. You know, it would be nice if they actually hit. No crits there. Matarunda, that's fine. That's not a big deal. It does undo my protagonist buff, but I'm not overly concerned about that. Let me see here. We'll need to be careful, though, because this could take out our entire team. Actually, you know what? This is a good opportunity to use Mata or Kaja. Bit expensive, but I have plenty of Twilight Fragments to use on clock recoveries, so I'm not overly concerned if we end up losing on some of that. Okay, here it comes. I knew that eventually the catch was gonna come. So that just completely deleted Mitsuru immediately, but that's fine, that's fine. Because we've got items to bring her back in, we've got plenty of bombs alive, we'll just bring Mitsuru right back into the fray, and we'll let Junpei and Aigis just keep wailing away. Of course, if they actually hit, that would be nice. Oh my goodness. Nope, no crit there. Another Agidine. Is he going for Mitsuru? No, he's going for Junpei. That's fine. And Junpei fortunately dodged. Is this thing weak to anything? Yes, as a matter of fact, it's weak to ice. Alright, let's hit it. We'll just bring this guy to his knees. And with the enrage that Junpei and Aigis are suffering, they should deal pretty good damage when their turn comes around. Do I actually want to go for another Maotaru Kaja? Thinking about it, thinking about it. You know what though? Nah, it would be better to just have the protagonist switch over to Orthrus and lay into it. Oh, I'm already on Orthrus. Duh. Let's go for a torrent shot here. Get some good damage on it while it's down and while its defense is weak. Didn't get the 4 hits there, but that's fine. Junpei should deal... Oh, never mind. Let's just have him do a torrent shot. I could probably get some good work done by hitting it with a Hack and Blast, but I honestly want to save it for in case a rare form comes up. And besides, it gives us a good opportunity to show off Aigis using Cruel Attack. This deals 50% more damage when the enemy is down, compared to that 89 she got earlier. Pretty good stuff, pretty good stuff. Another shuffle time here. Don't need Mitra. What is this? Anti-Ice Master. This is a passive skill that automatically makes you resistant to ice skills at the start of battle for three turns, like the wall skills from Persona 3 or Persona 4. None of these are particularly good, so I guess I'll just restore the party's HP. There we go.
Oh, hello.
We get some turquoise and a Nihil Claw for Ether. Alright, back to Portable. And it's not even anything new that I'm getting into encounters with, so they can't even do us a little favor with that. I'd like to show off some new enemies, especially now that we've switched point of views to a different game. It would just be a nice little slice of variety. Let's see if we get lucky here. Nah, it was just some indolent Mayas. Whatever, whatever. I would like to say that I've actually been getting pretty unlucky with both my shuffle times and my treasure. The enemies are getting tougher. Are you okay? Please don't push yourself too hard. Not only have I not gotten very much money, which is really upsetting because I need a lot of money, but I haven't been getting many wand cards in shuffle time either, so I'm pretty behind on experience relative to where I'd like to be. Ooh, nice. Let's see if we can't get this guy. Unfortunately, just rushing these things isn't quite as effective as it is in Persona 3 FES. Oh, come on! That's so obnoxious. I'm so thankful that Reload just allows these just forces these things to stick around for a little while. Very annoying when they just turn tail before you even get a chance to do anything. Frustrating, frustrating, but we'll persevere. Is this a new enemy? There are a handful of enemies I have not shown off yet in FES, so it would be nice to see some new ones. It wasn't, but on the bright side, I did actually get some money out of that encounter, so small favors there, small favors there. We definitely want to get around the 500k marker if we can. Now, my actual funds total isn't super indicative of the actual amount of money that I have, because remember, we have a lot of stuff that we need to sell, and stuff sells for a lot more in Portable. Got a new enemy in Reload, a Dogmatic Tower. These guys are just weak to strike skills, so good opportunity to have Aigis unload with Swift Strike, or at least it would be if she could actually hit anything. Fortunately, they're deciding to uselessly Makarakaran themselves, so I'm not overly concerned about that. That does not affect physical attacks in the slightest. In fact, I'm not even sure why they are bothering with that. Mitsuru can... Oh, whoops. I didn't think that, that would affect that. Whoops, that was me being careless there. And once again, I've forgotten Shisa. That's okay, though. It'd be nice if the effect took place on your turn that you bring him out. Anyways, we're going to pass it back on to Aigis. This will give her a chance to build up her Theurgy a little bit with the Swift Strike. And she'll also redeem herself for the first turn, where she somehow managed to miss both of them. That was pretty impressive misplay on my part to get Mitsuru distressed there. I was clearly just asleep at the wheel and not thinking too hard. The funny thing is just as I was about to set it, I noticed that it said that the reflect was going to apply to that. I was like, whoops, I just doomed myself. There we go, though. Not too bad. These guys aren't too scary. Let's move on. Another new enemy coming up, Jupiter Eagles. Got strong wind magic and a variety of physical skills, but unfortunately for them, they are weak to pierce skills as well as dark skills, something that I have ample amounts of, so we're able to take these guys out with basically no problem, or at least we would be able to take them out with no problem if Aegis wasn't so prone to missing. Fortunately, Cruel Attack should deal a little bit more consistent damage than Arrow Rain when we don't have Tsukikaja in effect. So that's a nice way to run it back there. Immediately get the all-out attack. There we go. I'm not seeing those new enemies you were hyping up, Puka. But anyways, yeah, our actual funds count is going to be quite a bit different once we're out of Tartarus, because remember, equipment just sells for so much more in Persona 3 Portable, much more than the coin cards give you, in sharp contrast to Persona 3 FES. So, as long as we're consistently getting weapons and armor and stuff that I don't plan to use but I can sell, we will be getting more and more money. It's just, you know, I kind of like to be able to know to the exact amount of money I have. Worst comes to worst, though, I can just do laps through Arca for a couple, like, not a couple hours, but an hour or so, while I have a high-level Persona equipped, and we will have a high-level Persona by the time we're done with Tartarus for this evening, and I'll be able to scare off all the enemies and just pick up, items, equipment, money, by my lonesome, and I should get a good amount of funds in a relatively short amount of time. Okay. Attempt number 2. These things have been trolling me so bad on recording. I almost always beat them off camera, but when I'm recording, they just want to be as obnoxious as humanly possible. There we go. Thank you. Hopefully we get our medal, and if we do get our medal, yes, okay, it was a bronze medal, not a silver medal. Once we get our medal, or now that we have our medal, next time I see a teleporter, I will retreat back to the entrance so that I can cash that in and get the Femc's second joke weapon. I'll admit, it'll be a little disappointing to have to put away the dual-sided lightsaber, but that's the sacrifice that you have to make sometime. Alright. If this guy could turn his back so I could take him out. I've also been having really terrible luck with the enemy getting the advantage when I hit them with a neutral strike. The hard difficulty just greatly increases the chance that's going to happen if you get anything other than a first strike on an enemy, which, again, is also just very, very obnoxious. Especially in this mode where enemies can just wing physical attacks at you and take you out with no issue. Though, for what it's worth, after Yakushima, we now have the diving save mechanic from Persona 4, and that applies to our entire party now, so single target attacks that deal big damage aren't as much of a threat to the MC anymore. Multi-target attacks, on the other hand, you just have to have a wing and a prayer with those. One thing I'd like to mention when it comes to gems is at this point in the game, we can now encounter enemies that drop opals, and I'm just going to carry this conversation to the next fight because we haven't really been seeing too many battles, and we want to get a good supply of opals, or at the very least, we want to get at least 7 opals, because we can trade 7 opals for a Growth 3 card at the antique store, and we can just dupe that Growth 3 card endlessly in order to get Growth 3 onto a number of things that we'd like to train up, probably to get accessories from them, but there are other Personae where I'd just like to see them passively get experience. Hey, that's like the first notable money chest I've gotten all exploration in Portable so far. Good stuff, good stuff. Actually, I do need to use the teleporter, so let's take this guy out. Actually, it was an Avenger night, so let's just ignore it. Let me go turn in this quest first. Theodore, I got your doodad. What is your reward for me? Okay, the Supreme Hand is a rare foe indeed. Congratulations on tracking one down and defeating it. This only goes to show how strong you've become. I'm glad to have seen these changes in you. The reward this time is something that should be perfect for you. Despite its appearance, it is a useful weapon. Please try using it. And we get a lacrosse stick for the Femc to use. Next joke weapon will take a little bit longer to get. Is there anything else I want to lock down in my quest list? Bone. Oh, you know what? I actually do have another request here, and it relates to something that I was talking about by giving the Onimaru Kunitsuna to Theodore, or rather just showing it to him. This must be the sword that heals illness, the Onimaru Kunitsuna. I heard that this katana, moving independently of its owner, lopped off a gangrenous limb in one swipe. But if it can move independently of its owner, then its center of balance must be off. Swinging this sword will, in effect, train one's own muscles as well. Please take this as your reward. And we get 3 opal, getting us much closer to that 7 that I need in order to get a growth 3 card. I did get 1 opal off screen from a set of killer twins. Again, update your save constantly in Persona 3 Portable. Whenever you have a chance to do that, update it. I'm most of the way there. If I get lucky, I should be able to get to 7 opals naturally. If not, I can just do a little bit of off-screen farming in order to try and get some. What you really hope to see... wild drives. I want to defeat these things. I double-checked the name in my bestiary to make sure that I was calling them the right thing. Hopefully we were able to de-aggro them. Oh, jeez. Please de-aggro. I cannot risk a first strike against these things. Or rather, an enemy... Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Was that not enough? Please, give up. Please give up the ghost. Oh dear, am I just gonna have to risk it? I might just have to risk it. Let me see here. I actually do have something for this eventuality. Take Mikazuchi, who, through some luck, has Auto Rakukaja and Auto Tarukaja. So, worst case scenario, I do have a little bit of buffer against this thing. So, let's see what happens. Okay, we're good. I'll just finish this fight off screen. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's still well worth my while, so good stuff there. Actually, that was a 1 wand I got, and I know the base experience they give me is 276, so 604. Let me see, 476, so 200, 540, 552, so it's actually a little bit better than double on just a 1 card. They really buffed the Wands of Growth in Persona 3 Portable. Hey, another rare form, and I turned in the quest, so I'll get something good from this. Alright, on floor, I think this is 84? Do you ever wonder, I mean, given how heavy this place must be, whether or not it'll topple over? Then again, it does seem different from your typical building. Probably no use worrying. Hopefully. Indeed. Yes, floor 84. Okay, so let's grab this person who is... Where are they, actually? They are in the opposite direction of this thing. And, of course, once again, we'll just ask for an escort here. So we will bring in... whoever gets sent. Probably, Yukari, yeah. I was gonna say Akihiko, but unfortunately, Yukari is just doing all the busy work for him. Hey, wasn't that guy who was supposed to be at the sports competition? Don't worry, we'll keep them safe at the entrance until you decide to leave for the night. Excellent stuff, excellent stuff. Back to Portable, and we've saved everyone in, Reload. Good stuff. Hey, a Nihil gun! Very good. So, that'll be useful for Aigis. I'll want to fuse a weapon for her post-haste, and I already know the first weapon that I want to make for her. I really wish we would have had an opportunity to get a Nihil gun before we got into Tartarus at this point, because it would really have been nice to be able to patch out Aigis' weakness, or at the very least mitigate it. We can't patch it out at this point, but we will be able to in the near future. Oh, goodness. Let me see. Yeah, that's the way we want to go. I do want to point out one thing. I don't know if I've drawn attention to this earlier. The map there, you'll notice how it has, like, each thing is divided into a grid. That's not supposed to be like that. That's just how the emulator displays it with the settings that I have, and I don't know if there's any setting that would get rid of that while also avoid having any issues with the conversation portraits. In the very first few videos of this LP, the portraits had distinct flashing over the eyes and mouths whenever the dialogue advanced, or rather the portrait had a change in it. Alright, on to the next floor. The next person we're looking for... How's your stamina? Just don't overdo it, okay? Next lost person we're looking for in Persona 3 Portable is located between floor 80 and 85, so we're getting close to where they appear. And another new enemy coming up in Persona 3 Reload. This time we've got a Jotun of Power to deal with. These guys can be quite tough as they have a ton of HP. Or at least they would be, if not for the fact that they are vulnerable to pierce attacks. And Aigis has just the damage for these guys. First off, Cruel Attack on its own does amazing damage, but now we're just going to see why I think all-out attacks are so useless. By continuing the assault with Cruel Attack, just look at how much damage that does. It's obscene. We'll definitely want to keep Aigis topped off, though, because these guys do deal some pretty significant damage here. This is where these healing items that we have, such as antibiotic gels that I've been hoarding, come quite in handy. We'll switch over to Orthrus here, because even though we don't have Auto Tarakaja in effect, or even Sukukaja, the just raw damage that we can expect from Torrent Shot from him just deals so much. And then we'll have Junpei also take this guy down a bit. So we'll probably see some big damage coming in from the Jotun of Power on this turn, but not too concerned about what he's capable of doing. Alright, he's charging up. And a gigantic fist. Who's he going for? Winking that at Junpei, and Junpei just got friggin' deleted there. That's okay, though. That's another example of the enemy getting to go twice, and sometimes it just causes you some problems. Let me see here. I'm going to have, I guess, go for the cruel attack twice. Then we can use a band ace or something on Junpei to bring him back into the fight. Then do another, oh man, not the order that I wanted, game. I hate it when my agility shifts mid-battle and it shifts the turn order as well. That's okay. Junpei doing the torrent shot as well is probably achieve a pretty similar effect. Let's Spirit Drain this guy and get some extra SP back on Mitsuru. Yeah, that's the about the long and short that you can expect from Spirit Drain. Pretty annoying. Really frustrating that Junpei got taken out there because that cost him his Theurgy, but he should get it back quick enough so long as we shift to him every now and again. Just wanted to show that off, and let me look at the things that we can get here. Over here, we got another new enemy, Avenger Knights. These guys are weak to fire and light skills. Let's see, he's gonna go next. I want to play a little bit safe. Where the heck is... Oh, right, I sent him to scout. Whoops. Immediately forgot that I did that. That's fine, though. I wanted to boost up the protagonist's defense just to make sure he doesn't get wiped out by that torrent shot that's coming on through. Let's hit this guy with an ailment just to see if we can get the stick. If we're lucky, we'll have him charmed, and that'll basically take him out of the fight for the rest of it, just in case I can't kill him. I'm not overly concerned about being unable to kill this guy, so it's not a big deal if it didn't hit. Just, you know, that little bit of insurance. Hit him with the Aguilau, and, nah, let's keep wailing away with Aguilau. Seems like the more sensible thing to do, honestly. There we go. And then hit him with a Cruel Attack. He might be resistant to Pierce. Actually, he nullifies it, so that was a bit of a waste, but not a big deal. Oh, he recovered the ailment immediately. That is, unfortunately, something you have to deal with every now and again. Sometimes enemies will just immediately no-sell the ailment. I actually got pretty lucky there with the protagonist dodging. Let me see here. I just want to use up some of my stuff to make sure things do not go a little too rough for me, but it doesn't look like I have anything good. We'll hit him with a Marin Karen again. We might get unlucky with him just immediately recovering, but always take that chance. Plus, it gets Mitsuru a little bit of her Theurgy gauge charged. There we go. Now the all-out attack should finish him off. A little bit of a rough fight there. Definitely unfortunate that Junpei was the one to go scouting, but I still managed to hold it together. Got a little scary when he targeted me while I had Popo equipped, though. I will admit. Would just like to let you know that Ordeal mode is really good in Persona 3 Reload. Something very nice to comment on is that Ares has developed enough that he can one-shot some weak encounters between the high strength and the auto-target Kaja buff, so that's very helpful for us. No opals acquired from those killer twins that I just defeated, sadly. I'm not gonna bore you too much with exploration. Normally, when I'm playing these games in off camera, or rather I'm going to be editing most of the stuff out. The strong presence is a little closer now, but still fairly far away. It's best to be ready for anything. I do make a conscious effort to try and get both chests on each floor of Tartarus. Hey, let's go for a fight here since the stairs are right here. Oh, hey, actually, we got a new enemy here. Finally, we've got Devoted Cupids. These guys are weak to ice, but let's see if Gale Slash will just annihilate them immediately. Give a good chance for you to see the index of damage that deals, and it's pretty sweet. And like I mentioned in the previous video, we can have Igus combo into that with her Swift Strike to finish most things off, provided she actually hits them. Let's make Mitsuru feel good about herself. Also, Mitsuru has learned Spirit Drain. For 5 SP, you drain 20 SP from the enemy and recover that amount. It's not good at all. It is by far one of the worst ways to try and recover your SP. Just don't even bother with it. It's really silly.
This appears to be...
Alright. With that taken care of, we can just head straight for the stairs. Or do I want to fish for another enemy? Nah, we'll be more and more likely to come across new enemies as we ascend to higher floors, so I really don't need to waste our time doing that. I'll try to figure out exactly where it is. Meanwhile, can you keep going? I will admit, I'm really nervous for the boss coming up in Persona 3 Portable. Granted, I was nervous for the last boss, but that one ended up being pretty easy, but this one is going to be particularly perilous. Oh, actually, we got a new enemy here, so I can keep going. because this boss actually uses the weakness of both Yukari and Aegis. It is an elect-focused boss, so it can be quite, shall we say, untenable for them to survive in that fight. Now, Aegis has Orgia mode to fall back on to help her out a little bit. Her weakness will still get hit, but she won't give the enemy an extra turn. Hey, speaking of extra turn, Aegis gets a little co-op here. I'll always go for these when they are actually useful, especially with someone who has good physical attack with like Aegis. So Orgia mode will give us a little bit of protection there, but Yukari may very well find herself just mostly guarding that fight. I do have some Thunder Charms to boost their evasion against elect skills, which, if you don't know how the charms work, the dodge skills that they provide flatly double your evasion rate against the corresponding element. So they're actually pretty good boost to your dodge chance, but only an appreciable one if you already have a good dodge chance. So that can be dependent on a variety of factors, in particular, whether or not you have any buffs or debuffs in effect are a critical factor for whether or not you're going to have good dodge chances. Also, I got some Nihil gloves from that rare form there. What else was I gonna say at this moment in time? I know there was something else I wanted to say. It just slipped my mind. Oh well, that's not a big deal. We'll continue on to the next floor. Onward and upward. Alright, got it. It's on the 85th floor. I also got it, Fuka. I just realized I was going to equip the lacrosse stick. I've been meaning to do that and have just forgot consistently. So, as you can see, this gives us a high crit rate, which actually might come in handy. We'll have to see how the upcoming boss fight goes, but that might actually be useful for me. It, of course, doesn't guarantee critical hits, but it does increase the chance that we'll get them, and increases the chance that we'll get heavy strikes. That's another effect a high crit rate has in this game. Okay, so that one is... okay, this one we can take out. Hey, more new enemies. Ardent Dancers. These guys, unfortunately, are just weak to darkness skills, which I don't have any specialists in, and darkness skills and light skills have been nerfed heavily in Persona 3 Portable. They barely work. So instead, we're just going to do the tried and true Gale/Swift Strike method to take these guys out. If there are any stragglers, our remaining team members can take them out. Let me just double check here. Okay, yeah, they are not resistant to ice. There's so many enemies that share the same base model but are recolor. It can be very easy to lose track of which one is weak to which. One nice thing about Persona 3 Portable is that when you get a shuffle time, although it's not like nice on an aesthetic level, but shuffle time overwrites the victory animation for characters in Persona 3 Portable, so you'll always know if you got a shuffle time, in contrast to Persona 3 FES, where you don't know if you got a shuffle time until it triggers. So that's one thing that's at least helpful to know. Did I get lucky when I wasn't able to finish the battle with the protagonist? Coming back into Reload, we have increased our compendium registration past a certain threshold in Reload, and that has gotten us a reward from Elizabeth. So in turn, I would like to offer you more of my help. I shall reduce the cost of summoning a persona from the compendium. Consider it a little gift from me. I hope you make good use of it. So in addition to how much cheaper the compendium is in Persona 3 Reload, we even get a discount. Elizabeth gives you bonuses to the compendium, or unlocks a bonus for you in increments of 10%. So after another 10% compendium completion, we should see another bonus from her. Just wanted to draw attention to that so I didn't forget later. After some distinct growing pains, this team is starting to become a well-oiled machine, much like Aegis. Alright, let's get this guy's attention, and see if we can't take him out with minimal issue. Again, always go for the first strike. It is the best way to guarantee victory. Ares is smoking fools left and right, and it's a glorious thing to see. I made the right decision by just pumping the hell out of his strength. We'll let that thing live. I don't feel too compelled to chase after it. It also just allows me to get through the video faster if I let it go. Sometimes you just have to show a little bit of mercy. Not against this guy, though. He's in the way. Oh, actually, we got a new enemy here. Let's see, golden beetles. These guys are weak to wind, which I don't have too many great wind specialists, but I do have a couple. Let me see here. Do I still have Narcissus? Yes. Narcissus has readily available access to Magaru, so I may as well just default to him. He's not the one that I fused before. I needed to use the other one to fuse Shisa, but I have registered that one in the compendium to make sure I'm able to use it when I can get its levels up to get its accessory, which is going to be coming up soon, but by the time I do need to level it up, I will be able to get that done way, way faster than I could before, so that'll be handy. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. Just absolute destruction rendered unto these fools. Ah, man, now I have to take a useless card or else I will get chased down by the Grim Reaper. I did have a pretty funny thing happen in the post-recording grinding I did for the FES segment for this exploration. While I was exploring and trying to get to level 31, I got caught out by... The strong presence is on the 85th floor. Please be careful. I got caught out by by the Reaper. I was on an abundant enemy floor, and the Reaper had spawned in because I dawdled too much, so I couldn't find a teleporter, so I had to split the team and just sacrifice somebody to it, and Mitsuru was the unlucky victim there. She got fed to the Reaper. I think she gained a new appreciation for my cold pragmatism as a leader, and after that event, the strong presence is not that far away. Please be cautious. Okay, we can immediately go up the stairs. I just want to check to see there is a teleporter over there, but I don't have any quests to turn in, so that's not that helpful. That wasn't a strong shadow over there. Any wild drives I see, they are kill on sight. They are EXP pinatas. Are you tired? Please don't push yourself too hard.
There's someone on this floor. Find them, please.
Yeah, no, these random bits that are voice acted. By the way, something I didn't notice up until this point in Persona 3 Portable is that when you add characters to your party, the dialogue that they give when they are added is actually voice acted. I never noticed that before. The things you start to notice when you play a game way too many damn times. Okay, let's see if we can't get this guy's attention. Just drag him on over here. We're not having much luck finding the person, and unfortunately they haven't had their marker placed on the map yet, so we're still pretty clueless as to where they are. By the way, I have like 1,000,000 pieces of malachite at this point. Everything in Persona 3 Portable, once you hit the point where shadows drop gems, can drop malachite. They have at least a small chance of dropping it, so you will quickly get a huge supply of malachite, and to be honest, not too many fusion spells to actually spend it on, as the secondary gem costs for most fusion spells tend to be quite ridiculous. Okay, let's get this guy out of the way. Big fan of when I can just fire off a Mazio and call the fight. Hey, you... no, that's a treasure chest. It looked like a person from this angle. Okay? I swear. Alright, now this thing could be less... Oh my god, I hate that. Please do not turn to face me. I want you to turn around and let me finish you off with no objections. You may call it ruthless, but I call it humane execution. And hey, I wasn't completely off base because the person was right here. Hey, buddy. Yep, this is one of the ones, Fuka. Let's take him back and treat him. Yes, we will return... It's kind of funny to think that you can just abandon them here. It's a good thing you were able to find the missing person. They're resting in a safe place now. You can go on and keep exploring if you want. Okay, well, I do want to do that. Let's see, how much would it cost to heal the party? Not much at all, so let's do that. And once again, we want to update our save. Again, update your saves and update them constantly. You never know when disaster can strike. Believe me, I have had a few moments in these recordings where I got caught off guard by something I wasn't expecting, and it just completely wiped out my progress. Anyways, return to the 83rd floor. I keep forgetting, how the floor jump works between Persona 3 Portable and Persona 3 Reload. Fortunately, that's not a concern at all in Persona 3 FES, where floor jump just doesn't exist. Good stuff, good stuff. Ooh, hey, Wild Drive. There we go, Wand 4, and check out the experience. 700, very nice. Unfortunately, our level scaling has kind of mitigated the amount of EXP we're getting from these now, but still, that is a huge amount of effort saved for a relatively straightforward fight, although I am not at the point where I can kill those things with a single all-out attack, so I do have the occasional moments where Yukari gets absolutely annihilated. I had to have Magus use a revival bead on her to make sure she gets experience. The enemy is on the next floor. Please be careful. We'll be as careful as we can be, Fuka, but you know me. I'm the kind of reckless type. Alright, good thing I advanced the map enough to see that that was a dead end. And we have reached the 85th floor and the fight that I have been dreading this entire recording. So let me get myself prepared and let's switch over to FES to see how the fight goes there. Alright. Alright, starting things off for this boss in Persona 3 FES, I have geared myself up with HP boosting gear, and have not really made too many changes in my party. The party that I do want to go with for this fight, though, is Akihiko, Junpei, and Aigis. Now, this guy specializes in elect magic, so that makes Aigis seem like a bad idea to bring, but there are some things we can do with her here, and to be honest, Mitsuru doesn't do too well in this fight either, for reasons that we'll be getting into, so let's just deal with this guy. I also forgot to mention in the last Tartarus video, I finally got a new piece of armor that was better than the Shirt of Chivalry, so that costume has been retired. Sad. Alright, let's get into this.
Be careful. This Hierophant is quite powerful.
I'll be the first to tell you that I don't really have a good setup for this guy, and it is very, very unfortunate that he's going before Aigis, because I plan to have Aigis stick to using Orgia mode. Now, Aigis does have to suffer a 3-turn cooldown when Orgia mode ends, but honestly, if she gets taken out while she's in that, I can just revive her and then have her immediately go back into Orgia mode, so that's really not the end of the world. I also want to put Akihiko on heal support, hopefully debuff the boss a little bit. Junpei can just do what he's gonna do. Let me take a look at my options here. Ideally, I want to lower this guy's evasion, and indeed, Narcissus allows me to do that. So, we want to hit this guy with evasion debuffs because he reflects most types of magic. He is vulnerable to wind skills, but otherwise he is just going to pop off with boosted magic skills. Oh boy, that Mind Charge might be a little bit scary. Aigis is going to go into Orgia mode. He has evasion skills that will allow him to dodge a lot of physical attacks, but we don't really have otherwise better options for dealing with him. And of course, Akihiko goes for the dumb thing. That is okay though, because I have backups. Now this guy doesn't repel wind magic, so that is an option that I have for dealing with that. But I would like to actually make sure our party does not get too badly hurt by what's about to be thrown our way, so I'm going to throw up a Protection Sutra. We don't have an endless supply of these, and generally I'd like to use these when Tarundas expire. Nice, they just wasted that completely. I'd like to use those when Tarundas expire. Of course he dodged. That's okay though. That's just kind of the thing you have to deal with sometimes. Alright, not too bad. There comes the Tarunda. Now that that's in play, Akihiko can instead focus on trying to punch this guy, as best he can manage anyway. So we'll get him into full assault. Aigis is only going to have one more turn in Orgia mode, so that's just something we're going to have to suffer. Let's hit this guy with a Magaru to get a little bit of damage tacked onto him. There we go. Obviously, Yukari coming into this fight does have the advantage. Aigis is completely immune to that because she is in Orgia mode. Yukari coming into this fight does have the... Oh, nice! There we go. That is when Orgia mode is very nice, is when it does stuff like that. Of course, the odds that it's going to do something like that are quite low. Alright, let me see here. What are some of my healing options? We don't really have that much in the way of healing options. Aigis's Orgia mode is about to time out. Let's see here. You know what? We may as well go with the simple stuff. Let's stick with these Umugi waters for right now. I'm not going to bother curing the poison. We have no kind of multi-target cure for poison, and it's just going to keep getting reapplied, so why even care about it at this point? Okay, her attack is reverted, and Aigis is now overheated, so she's not going to be able to do anything. I'm not overly concerned about that. That's not a huge deal if it happens. Nice! Love it when Junpei gets those double strikes. Okay, there we go. I'm honestly kind of wondering if I should stick to... Okay, our defense is reverting, so that is something we're going to have to deal with. We definitely want to keep this guy's evasion down, so put that back in. We're going to have a mind-charged... yeah, Mazianaga. That actually is perfect, believe it or not. Surprised Junpei didn't heal himself there. Let's see, okay, so they're all going on full assault here. We're going to have to wait a little bit to get Aigis back in. What I'm going to do here is we have a good supply of bead chains, if I remember my inventory correctly, if I can find them. Let's see, where are the bead chains? Don't we have bead chains? Am I mixing it up with a different file? Oh god, please tell me I'm not overlooking the bead chains. I could have sworn we had bead chains. Uh-oh, let's see, attack mirror, attack suture. Well, we do not seem to have bead chains. This is the problem when you're playing so many different versions of the same game. Very easy to lose track of what you do and don't have. That's okay though, we do have somas. This might seem like a bad thing to do, but we definitely need this healing right now. That, Mazionga really tore into us. Okay, his attack's reverting. Here comes another Mazionga, but it's not going to hit as hard, and we all just dodged that, so that's fine. I do want to get Akihiko back on heal support, so we'll do that once his turn comes around, and hopefully he'll land the Tarunda on him. Not a big deal if he doesn't. I'm going to preemptively put Aegis into Orgia mode, because I'm going to revive her here, and then she'll immediately go into it. I'm going to use the Bomb of Light, just in case this guy decides to use Mazionga on the whole party again. That'll just get her in. Okay, yeah. Nice, she dodged! That's excellent. And now she's going to go into Orgia mode. Unfortunately, everybody is so weak that Akihiko wants to heal the party instead, which is fine. That's workable. I think I can manage just by... Okay, that wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Aegis's Tarukaja has expired. I don't really want to use another Soma, so that's not really going to be the option I'm going to go for. Let's just use another... Let's do another Umugi Water. Again, these items are no good unused. This fight's a little messy. I definitely made a big blunder there by not remembering that I didn't have bead chains. And when Aegis is in Orgia mode, she will not be knocked down when her weakness is struck. In addition to just the, oh my god. Junpei's low HP there is causing serious problems. Might honestly be better to just let Junpei die. There we go. That's close, that's close. I think what I need to do here is just weighing my options real quick. My HP is quite low. Do I have anything with Diorama? Probably not, but doesn't hurt to take a look around at what I do have. Yeah, nothing with Diorama, I know that offhand. Okay. Things are looking a little rough here. I may have to use another Soma. Yeah, let's just do it. What the heck? Why screw around? If we can get our HP filled up and win here, and we're going to... If you don't use any of your Somas, you will have like a dozen of those just chilling in your inventory by the end of the game, so I may as well use them in a situation where I'm already struggling. Things have kind of gone sideways here.
Don't overdo it.
It's frustrating that I can't get Akihiko to do the Tarunda here, and our HP is getting so low that it's also just not desirable to avoid that. Let's see here. First off, let's finally use another Protection Sutra here, just to mitigate some of the incoming damage. And we'll see what this guy does. It would honestly be desirable for him to do a Mind Charge here, which he didn't do, but that's okay. Junpei is out, so that is actually not the end of the world, because that means his poison is finally gone, which means I can get him back in, and he won't lose almost all his HP right away. Okay, Orgia mode suspended, but it was going to suspend that turn anyway, so it is not a big deal. Do I want to bother reviving Junpei? You know what? I will. As long as he doesn't have a Mind Charge queued up, we're fine there. Here comes another Mazionga. There we go, we're fine. That's bad, though. Oh my god, I'm having a terrible time getting into this fight. Okay. Let's see here. Do I have to use another Soma? That would be really undesirable. You know what? Let's put Aegis into Orgia mode again. And let's Revival beat her. And let's see what this guy does. I might have to redo this fight, because this went horribly. I'm just getting so... never mind, we lost.
No.
Alright, I'm back in the fight, and this time around, he just decided to not poison me, so things have been going a lot better this time, which, kind of frustrating, but, this go-around, I was intending... Okay, that's unfortunate that I just got taken out there. Oh, never mind, Orgia mode overrides the knockdown? Can she still act out of that, though? No, okay. I was gonna say, oh, that would have been awesome. So, Aegis can still activate Orgia mode when knocked down, though that does not necessarily allow her to accomplish anything in that condition. Let's see here. Akihiko, go heal support. We could win this... Actually, you know what? screw it. Let's, he's so weak right now, we might be able to just polish him off with a few more late strikes. I got some Garula gems here. This is a decent amount of damage. There we go. Oh yeah, just do that. Okay, that went much better. Had I got poisoned again, I actually would have committed to tossing around, wow, that would have been helpful earlier. I would have committed to tossing around a few more disc poisons to make sure that I could have cured the poison instead, but you know what? If he's not going to use Poison Mist, that is also okay. I can deal with that. A little frustrating. I couldn't rework my strategy to do something a little bit more impressive, but hey, a win's a win. My core idea was still there. Hey, I would have been able to replace a Soma. Did not have to use any of my Somas this time, so I still have those kicking around. Alright, on to Persona 3 Portable. Alright, over in Portable, I've mentally prepared myself for the disaster that's about to unfold. So my goal here is going to be to Tarunda it with Empusa, and then the Femsi and Aegis are going to be doing the majority of the work here, because I don't really have any other options. Mitsuru is going to wing physical attacks at it, but I don't really have anything specific that she can do. So for the most part, I just gave her the land badge so she can get a little, like, a useless amount of HP back each turn, and I can just pray that she gets something good. Maybe if we're lucky, she'll poison it with the Serpent Sword. Aegis and Yukari are wearing Thunder Charms to improve their dodge chances against the boss's attacks, and I've given Yukari her Source Bow to make sure that she will be able to survive. I do want to keep the lacrosse stick on the Femsi to make sure that we get lucky every now and again, and we might just crit the thing. Alright, let's get ready. This is not going to be fun. Good luck. I'll need it, Fuka. I will need it. I have a few cadenzas at my disposal, but not an infinite supply.
Hierophant is quite powerful.
Indeed. Okay, so first order of business is to figure out when the heck this thing is going. Okay, thankfully, Aegis is going before it, so we're going to immediately throw her into Orgia mode, and we're going to pray she hits a few kill rushes. Meanwhile, I'm going to switch over to Empusa, who thankfully resists Elec attacks, so that gives me a little bit of buffer there, and we're going to Tarunda it. Now, when Aegis has her Orgia mode expire, I'm just going to let her die, and then I'll bring her back in with a Bomb of Life, and have her immediately go back into Orgia mode. Okay, that's good. Good start. Zionga on Aegis is... Oh, never mind, it does get the one more. I was confusing it with Persona 3 Reload. Okay, that's fine, so gotta make a small correction to something I said earlier there. Oh well. Now, it would be nice if Mitsuru could Bufala this thing, but unfortunately it reflects all magic except wind. Let me think. We're just gonna have Yukari go for Magaru's here, and that'll be good for us. So, hit that. There we go. Not quite as good as other bits of damage here. I want to switch over to Taki Mikazuchi, who is immune to Elec skills, and that will actually prompt a, what is it? Oh, man, he's resistant to slash attacks. Okay, that's unfortunate. That was another thing I was kind of banking on, so we're just gonna have to deal with the kill rushes, or hope the kill rushes. Hey, there we go! Dodge Elec, exactly what I want to see. Okay, so he's resistant to that. Well, I do have a couple of things in reserve. First off, I have a couple Megiddo gems. This is a free 150 damage against this thing, so that's something that's pretty helpful right there. Good stuff. Alright, so if it resists slash attacks, let me check out what Taki Mikazuchi has here. How about pierce attacks? Do those deal good damage? He doesn't have as good strength as Ares, unfortunately. No, so it looks like it has to be strike attacks, so I might want to switch over to Ares to try and just deal damage. Okay, so yeah, it is specifically strike skills. Here comes the Poison Mist. Not a huge deal. Actually, not a big deal at all, because I can just immediately cure that off. But you know what? Do I want to cure it off? No, I should cure it off. I do have Disc Poisons, right? Okay. I got really scared for a second. I was like, do I not have Disc Poisons? Because that might actually prompt some additional, that might prompt some additional Poison Mists from him, which would actually be desirable in a situation like this. Okay, so all my stuff is going down, so instead I'm going to, you do have to be mindful that, do I have any Protection Sutras? Which would be really helpful here. Protection Sutras, do I have any? Dude, only Fierce Sutras. Just the worst situation all around here, and I can't refresh that debuff that he has, so that's a no-go there. Let me see. And we will go for Assault Dive. We will have to weather a turn of rough damage there. That deals some pretty good damage. Hey, she's getting another attack there. What the? Is she not gone 3 times yet? That's fine. Okay, let's see here. How many bead chains do I have in the bank? None, actually. No, wait, I know I have some bead chains somewhere. Yeah, they're there. Do I want to use those? I think it would be smart to use these here. I'm actually doing pretty lucky so far. They increase the number of turns that I guess can say in Orgia mode, or did I just lose track of how many turns have advanced? Probably that. What would be really nice is if Yukari had Secunda in this version of the game like she does in Reload. That would make hitting this thing a lot more consistent. We want to switch back over to Empusa and make sure we're keeping that damage to an absolute minimum. Thankfully, this thing doesn't hit nearly as hard as I was fearing, so this isn't turning out to be as bad a fight as I thought it was. And because Yukari has so much HP to work with, okay, now she's overheated. That's fine. That is actually exactly what I wanted to have happen, because now that we've got that, we can instead just revive Aegis straight out, and then send her right back into Orgia mode, so we will revival bead her. One thing to note, though, this is kind of frustrating. Let's have a Yukari guard here. Is that, that thing is next, so let me think. We want to put her into Orgia mode, and we want to... I better switch to Takemi Kazuchi. We want to hit her with a medicinal powder, and hopefully she survives this. If not, it's not a huge deal. It just resets the fight a little bit. One thing to note about Orgia mode in... here we go. Fine. That Mind Charge is a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Here we go. Now that she's in Orgia mode, things will be a little bit smoother. But Orgia mode, when it ends, Aegis is default... Oh, come on. Oh, right. She doesn't have the HP for it. I was going to say she was being really stupid there, but that was literally the only thing she could do. So I understand now. Let me see. You know what? I got an idea. Let's go for this Megiddo gem.
Such persistence.
Let's have Yukari... use Medea on the party, and I'm going to use up one of my cadenzas here, and if all goes according to plan, that should actually allow us to dodge an attack here. At the very least, it gives Yukari and Aegis a very good chance of doing so, so let's get that cadenza in effect. We don't see fusion spell animations too many times in Persona 3 Portable, just because they're a little bit harder to make effective use of here. So let's get that up. Everybody has gained a huge chunk of their HP back, and their evasion rates are much higher. Yes, there we go. Exactly what I wanted. Good. That actually sets them back quite a bit. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, Regenerate 1, not a useful ability at all. That barely is anything. Since Mitsuru really can't do much, she's just gonna function as a sort of weird off-tank, I suppose, and just heal people on an as-needed basis. Yukari will use her Goddard skills here to chip it down a little bit. And now that we're in a good position, let's switch back over to Ares, and let's hit this guy with an Assault Dive. If we're lucky, we'll get a crit. If we're unlucky, well, that's what I expect. So, well, I mean, the most unlucky thing that could happen is he dodged it, which he didn't. Okay, attack has reverted. He's going for the Mind Charge here, which is a little unfortunate. I need to think carefully about what I want to do here. That is also bad. Let me think. I know. I can just have them guard. And, ditto. And I just need the Femc to go to Takemi Kazuchi. And, there isn't really anything else I can do in this situation. Yeah, he doesn't have any debuffs or anything, so I'll just wing for a critical hit and hope for the best. I got a heavy strike, at least. Oh, hey, that was about the best thing you could do. Another kill rush coming on through. Damn, unlucky. That's okay, though. Mitsuru is serving her purpose here. And this is going better than I was expecting. Now that he's between Mind Charges, I can Tarunda him again. Fortunately, this is... I'm surprised at... Knock on wood, but I'm surprised at how good this is going. Okay, that is just bad luck. Okay, let's get Empusa, and let's hit that Tarunda. This is gonna be a victory by inches when we obtain it, but we will get there. Oh, no! Oof! Oh god, when the camera panned around like that, I was so worried. Because when the camera makes weird moves like that, that usually means you just got hit with a crit, and that means you got a game over. Although, if that was a critical hit, I'm positive my team would have given me a diving save there. Alright, so Aegis is just taking a little siesta here. Let me see here. Can we set her to Orgia mode while she's in cooldown? No. Cooldown does lock her in the Orgia mode tactic. Did I mention, I I was trying to say why Orgia mode is a little undesirable on a tactical level. I guess defaults back to act freely instead of direct command when Orgia mode expires, which is kind of obnoxious, as you can imagine. Oh man. I really wish I had Secunda here. Oh, I guess it's so cooked. Let me see though. Let's got anything I can make good use of here? I just always want to review my items, see if there's anything particularly interesting I can make use of. Not really. And Mitsuru really can't do anything, so I'll just have her guard. Have Yukari guard.
It'll take some time for Agus to recover.
I have noticed, Fuka, I have noticed. We'll switch to Taki Mikazuchi, and we'll swing for the fences. Still got that heavy strike, at least. Here comes the Zionga. That's exactly who I wanted him to hit it with. And that's beautiful. That's perfect. That's perfect. So I'm actually going to wait for the Femce's turn to come back around, and let's see. We will give Yukari a shot of healing. Okay. We'll have Yukari chip this guy down a little bit with the Garu.
I can do it.
And the Femce will have Aegis, while she's dead, go into Orgia mode, and then we're going to use a Bomb of Life to bring her right back on her feet at full fighting capacity. No matter what happens, she should be able to survive here. Elect Break, that's fine. That's actually perfectly fine with me. Okay. Mitsuru, for once you don't really have anything to do, so swing for the fences, girl. Okay. Yukari, chip him down. And I guess we'll go right back into Orgia mode and start winging kill rushes again.
Proceeding.
Alright. Nice, nice. We are so close to clinching this out. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. Let's bring Impusa out, and let's Tarunda this guy to make sure he can't do any good damage. We do have to suffer the Elect Break now, which is a little unfortunate, but we should be fine. This does mean I do need to be, okay, that's fine, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Here comes the Mind Charge. Okay. One thing to note about, let's see here. Actually, I'm just gonna have the Femce use a cadenza, so that's not really anything I need to worry too much about. Let's have Yukari guard here, just to be safe. I guess we'll go for her kill rush. If we're lucky, she'll kill it. If we're unlucky, it'll dodge. That's okay. With cadenza in effect, we should be fine. But yeah, I don't believe Elect Break actually overwrites resistances, which is pretty handy. Where's my cadenza? It's at the bottom. I went right past it. There we go. Alright, everybody. If we can get at least one dodge here, that would be nice. This is, yeah, these are the kind of fights that just have me on the edge of my seat the whole time, because this is definitely the suboptimal way to handle this. That was perfect! Thank you for being a complete idiot. Boom. Maybe I should have had Mitsuru heal Yukari there, but I'm honestly not that concerned about it at this point. We've got this in the bag. As I was saying, if I wanted to be completely optimal here, I probably could have just benched Yukari. I am shocked that I got a game over on the FES version, but not this version. I am just ridiculously shocked at that. Oh, Jesus Christus. Okay, okay. Let's get on to Reload, where we have quite a bit more lined up, and it's a bit more interesting than this. With that taken care of in FESN Portable, we've got our trial for Reload. Now, when we get to the teleporter floor, there aren't any enemies here. But I have an uneasy feeling about what's ahead. How about turning back for now? And indeed, we are going to have multiple fights in a row, once again. So definitely want to make sure we're prepared for this. Let me save my progress, make sure everybody is in fighting form, and then we'll continue on with the battles ahead. Alright, I've gotten myself about as ready as I'll ever be, but we've also got some requests to turn in with Elizabeth, so let's just check what we got here. We hit a treasure hunting milestone, so we'll just take our reward for that and get a bunch of snuff souls, which is actually quite handy at this point. Also, I forgot to mention it, but the feather we got from the boss at the end of the last video allowed us to fuse Mothman, and we have to make him with Aguilau. Speaking of Mothman with Aguilau, let's take a look at a couple of the personae that I have fused up at this point. I have gotten a few new additions to my team. Sadi here, good fire casting persona. No fire boost though. I do have a card, but I want to dupe it before I card it onto anybody. Satanta, I created this guy with Take Mikazuchi, so he's got Getsue at his disposal, and a pretty good user of it, except that we've got another guy who's even better at it, Jikoku 10. And this guy, he came with Auto Sukukaja, crit rate boost, slash boost. I got single target boost onto him because I fused him with Yamata no Orochi, and he has Getsue and Zane, so he enjoys both those moves. This guy is going to be very good going forward. He also has Marakunda, very useful skill to have, so this guy I can see going places. We do have to mind that fighter weakness, but I can probably patch that out after a certain point. As a matter of fact, Sati right here has Anti-Fire Master, so that's an option, but it's not one that I take super seriously. With all that taken care of, let's get into the next set of battles. Alright, once we ascend to floor 90, we will be faced with opposition. Alright, what do we got here? A Minotaur and some kind of book.
Please be careful.
I'll do my best, Fuka. As always, we want to, there's a teleporter here, so we do have to fight our way through. As always, we want to hit ourselves with Sylphid Aura. I did have to use up some clock fragments or twilight fragments in order to recover Fuka's SP, which ended up being kind of a waste because we got those snuff souls right after. Oh, well. Here's to the could-have-beens. The enemy is strong. Please make sure you're ready before fighting. Once again, I am as ready as I'll ever be. I'm probably ill-prepared, but you know what? I've never let that stop me before. As always, we want to open up with an Arrow Rain from Aegis, see where that leaves her in terms of damage. We'll probably have to scan both of these guys to figure out what we're dealing with. Ooh, Matarunda to start. That is unfortunate. Luckily, Aegis does have access to, what is it? Dekunda, so we can get the debuff off of our party once her turn comes around. Since that happened, let's focus on taking out one of these guys. Let's go right into Jikokuten and just start wailing on these guys with Getsue. Deal pretty good damage there. Okay, that guy's charging up. That's something we're gonna have to be mindful of. Let me think. What would the smart thing to do be? Just weighing my options here. Let's weaken this guy, because he's gonna keep trying to lower our abilities. Let's have Junpei fish for a crit with Vacuum Slash. A 5% chance against 2 enemies. I won't say no to that. Unfortunately, did not get any luck there. Let's Dekunda. And we're about to see the kind of damage that this guy might be able to hit us with. Okay, here comes Masakunda, so that gets rid of the Sukukaja bonus we have, so our multi-hit attacks aren't going to be quite as good. Let's get a full analysis on this guy, see if we can't knock him down. Unfortunately, we cannot. How about this guy right here? This guy can be taken down a peg, so let me see here. I don't know what kind of attack that guy's going to throw out, but since it doesn't hurt me to just score a knockdown here, we'll knock down the book and then go into a guard. There we go. The only person that I absolutely need... Oh, he's going for a Tarukaja. Okay, that works out for me. Let me think here. If that's the case, what I want to do here... Just weighing my options once again. Do I want to just unload Theurgy into this guy? Might be the smart thing to do, honestly. So let's do this. And let's have Junpei go for the Hack and Blast. Not going to attack that enemy that's downed right now because Aegis's Orgia mode Theurgy will also just do huge damage to it as well as the boss right here. Orgia mode also has the benefit of making sure that if Aegis eats the charged hit, she is not going to take too much damage from it. Let's do that. There we go. That's the one enemy taken care of. Actually, I got an idea here. We've got an Oracle in storage, so why don't we just use that to buff up our party? With everybody at close to full HP, the buff is more or less guaranteed, and let's look for somebody that can Tarunda this guy, which should bring down his damage to something a little bit more reasonable, something that isn't on Meraki. Oh dear. And this is where I got careless with my skills. This happens to me sometimes. That's okay. Let's do a more sensible thing then. We'll go to Taki Mikazuchi on the off chance this guy uses... Oh, here comes a Rebellion. On himself, of course. He is fully charged. Alright, so I think that's the game communicating that we need to just guard and try to avoid taking any serious damage from this guy. Fortunately, Aegis is in a perpetual state of guard as well as having her offensive power doubled, so that's not too big a deal for her. Everybody's guarding, and yeah, really nasty attack there, but we hung in just fine. Let's use a Kami Musubi water to get our HP back, and then we are pretty much clear to just finish this fight off. I guess is going to be unloading into this guy with cruel attacks, which is good in my book, and Junpei will go for Assault Dives here. Actually, maybe I should have gone for the Torrent Shot there. Here comes Aigis' cruel attack, very nice. Ah, miss. Unfortunate, all things considered. But now that this guy has expended his power, we can just go back to Jikokuten and start unloading with the Getsues into him. And this should deal some pretty excellent damage. There we go. Just about on par with Orgia mode, which is insane. He's exhausted himself with that onslaught, so now we can just completely wail on him. Everything's looking good for here. Everything is aces. There we go. Eager to see Aigis' turn come around. Let's go for the Torrent Shot here, since we have the Sukukaja bonus back in effect. It should, unlucky. Sometimes it can still hit for its minimum number of hits, and that's just something you have to deal with. Luckily, Aigis coming in clutch and finishing him off with a hyper-powerful cruel attack before the cooldown of her own Orgia mode kicks in. Ooh, nice. Counter-Strike. You want to replace Counter with this. Counter abilities do not stack, so having Counter and Counter-Strike does not increase the chance that Junpei will reflect a physical attack. Unfortunately, Ice Break. We don't need Bufu anymore, so let's slot in the Ice Break and take that. Ooh, Tentara Fu. Definitely going to replace Marin Karen with that. Aigis has picked up some healing, which is very nice. What's wrong, Junpei-kun? Something on your mind? Nah, it's nothing. Just, you know those shadows with books on their heads? Like the one we fought just now? What's even written inside that book? Oh, I was wondering the same thing. We catch glimpses of it from time to time, but it's hard to tell while fighting. I don't give a crap about the words, but if there are photo collections of pretty models like in manga magazines, then... Oh, Junpei, you're so one-track minded. Unfortunately, since we have no teleporter, we cannot take a break here, but we do get an item for our efforts, so let's grab that, get a Bomb of Life. Ideally, I won't be needing this, but you never know, you never know. Now that Aigis has Diorama and a whole bunch of SP that she basically uses for nothing, there's essentially no reason not to use her as a literal heal bot for the party. And what do we got here? Oh, sorry, I cut you off there, Fuka. We're going straight into another fight, but this is where we test our mettle. The next floor is a border floor. We need to get through this, no matter what. Indeed. Well said, Fuka, well said. Let's, once again, get the Sylphid Aura up and running, get that defense bonus that we'd like to have, and let's continue into the next boss battle. The enemy is strong. Please make sure you're ready before fighting. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. I'm gonna say that a lot going forward.
Leader.
Approaching enemy shadow, eliminating target. And into this fight. What are these guys got lined up for us? As always, we'll just have Aigis open up with a multi-targeting attack. Hey! Must have gotten a crit. Or maybe we're lucky enough to actually see these guys weak to something. And indeed they are. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. You know what? Since that one's weak to Pierce, why don't we just go for the cruel attack there? Go for something nice, simple, easy, and effective. Check it out. Big damage. Of course, these two will be healing each other, so that makes things a little tricky for us, but not something I'm overly concerned with. I think I'm actually going to take this opportunity to have the protagonist get a Matarikaja up on the entire party. Although, you know what? There's no reason not to do the arrow rain while I'm at it. Have Setanta put in that work there, and then we will switch over to Orthrus and Matarikaja the party. Get some good damage going on to everyone. Once we get the full cycle of turns, where is Orthrus? Did I pass over him? Yeah, there he is. Sorry, sometimes I just kind of forget what I'm doing. I'm sure you've noticed that plenty of times. Let's have Mitsuru go for the slash. That's blocked. That's okay. We'll have Junpei just go for the thing that we know what it's weak to. Get that nice bit of damage there. And now we can scan this one no problem, see what it's weak to. Weak to nothing, so we just have to deal with these things as they come. Fortunately, if they focus on healing each other, we can take out this one over here in no time flat.
Direct hit on a weakness.
Here comes a Mabufala. Not anything I'm too scared of at this point, although, admittedly, with Orthrus in tow, that was a bit risky. He's gonna Makarakaran his partner up, or their partner up, I suppose. And let's see here. We'll just go with Arrow Rain, since, again, nice, easy, effective way to know that we're going to be hitting both of them. And then I want to actually switch here. I'm gonna do something... Let's see. I'm just looking at my reflections. This is perfect. We actually want to break that Makarakaran and reflect the fire back into us. Unfortunately, I was curious to see if that was the case. In some games, you can reflect spells back into yourself to get healed. Not this one, though. Alright, let's hit this guy with a Bufala. Get him by his lonesome, or them by their lonesome. Sorry, I'm not used to these individual units. Especially when it seems to be a couple of couples. We've seemed to have stumbled onto some sort of polygamous arrangement here. Alright, that's that one down, and now we can just have Aegis unload with the cruel attacks, I guess. Even though it's not knocked down, that's still pretty significant damage, and it's grieving now, so let's see. Let's switch over. Unfortunately, Jikokuten won't be able to do too much, because this enemy is immune to slash-type skills, so once again, we'll just go with... Oh! No, well, we're doing the real deal. This will always be way more damage than you could ever hope to deal with an all-out attack, especially with buffs in play, so definitely go for that when it comes up. Let's hit this one with Bufala, since even though it has Bufala skills, it is not immune to them. And then Junpei, if he's lucky, he can finish it off with his Torrent shot. Yes, there we go. Good stuff, good stuff. And with all that experience gained, let's see what we get. Another couple level ups. Very nice. Aw, yeah. Who's the man? You demand, Junpei. Guess you weren't too shabby either. Keep up the good work, bud. Oh, gee, thanks. Same goes for you, buddy. Let's not rain on his parade. Junpei had a realization recently. Hey, man, I got your back, so let's keep sharing the load. Yeah, we're gonna carry that weight. Alright, let's roll. What are we, the Transformers? Anyway, let's, of course, have Aegis top off the party. Unfortunately, this is not FES, so we don't get free healing whenever we return to the lobby. And over there is a teleporter. Please hold on a moment. It's one of those doors, but, this one isn't shining like the others. It feels different, too. It's not... Is this the structure Elizabeth referred to as not dissimilar to the other door? I should probably check this door. Shall we take a look at it later? Yeah, check it out. Let's check it out. Keep a watch for anything on your end. What could possibly be worrying to you, Fuka? It seems like it won't open. Do you see anything that I'm missing? A Major Arcana card I have on me is reacting. Wait, the door is glowing! But why all of a sudden? Did you do something, leader? Well, the Major you don't know what other of these are. A tarot card you have is reacting to the door? Maybe that card acts like a key for this door. Interesting. This door certainly works differently from the other ones we've seen. This is the Monad Passage. It's a type of Monad door leading to the depths of Tartarus. There is one per section of a block. Each Monad Passage opens in response to a Major Arcana card. A formidable shadow resides in the innermost area, and beyond it lies a treasure chest containing a valuable item. The entrance to the Monad Passage will remain permanently on the same floor in the same location, even after the turn of a new day. If you feel outmatched, consider revisiting after training some. The game also neglects to mention that this door will also remain active, even if you leave the floor. It's not like other doors in that sense. Don't sense any danger in your immediate vicinity. However, there might be a strong enemy further in. Just like with the other doors, if you feel like you're in danger, please leave quickly. Well, you know what? Let's throw caution to the wind. That's a long flight of stairs down. Leads deeper into the depths of Tartarus compared to the other doors. It's almost like it's luring us to go all the way in. It's a little disturbing. Ah, you're just being paranoid, Fuka. But yes, we've got even more bosses at our, I'm not sure what the word I was looking for there. We've got even more bosses to take on in Persona 3 Reload. Except this one, the Monad Passage, is optional. You do not have to fight the Monad Passage bosses. However, the rewards for doing so are obviously well worth your while. Monad Passage bosses tend to be a little bit trickier than the Tartarus bosses we've been facing thus far, so be prepared for a tough battle. Yet another door, even inside the first door. It feels like a very long pathway. It's a layout I've never seen before. Please be careful as you go on. Careful is my middle name, Fuka. Proceeding onward, we do have quite a bit of walking to do. You're in a deeper part of the passage now. The passage is separated by doors and goes even deeper. Please be careful. You're repeating yourself a lot, Fuka. Hey, looks like we've got an enemy over there. Doesn't look like anything too special, but better safe than sorry. We'll also want to give Fuka just a quick boost of some Snuffles. Here's Fuka, snort this. So she has the ability to scan any enemies we come across. I sense a shadow up ahead. Looks weak to me. Let's take it down quickly. It seems rather weak for a shadow inside one of these doors. I have a bad feeling about this. Please be fully prepared if you plan to battle it. And indeed, these things are often far more complicated than they look, so be ready. I'm good to go. I'm good to go.
Alright.
Time to do this. Indeed, Junpei. So, what's this guy got for us? Wow, a lot bigger than he looked from outside the battle. As always, we'll just have, I guess, lead off with a solid attack there and see what this guy has for us. Concentrate. Okay, the Cowardly Maya is focused. We want to be careful, so I'm going to have the protagonist guard here, just in case it pops out any kind of nasty spell we're not expecting. Let's have Mitsuru just blast it with Bufala. And Junpei can just fish for a critical hit. One thing to note is that Assault Dive has a slightly better crit rate than his other moves, so you can more reliably get critical hits if you have him unload with that. Aigis here, going into Orgia mode, will double her defensive prowess, again, giving her essentially a permanent state of guard, and eliminating the chance that she'll get knocked down or give the enemy an extra turn. So, once again, we may as well have her do that. And Megiddo, oh boy, this should be some significant damage, and it was. Fortunately, we have more than enough items to overcome that, or we could use Cadenza, and honestly, I'm not too big a fan of Jack Bro's damage, so let's Cadenza to get ourselves healed up for free. And I'll have Mitsuru also go for her thief. Actually, you know what? Let's weaken this thing. Make it a little bit more manageable. And once the protagonist's turn comes back around, I'll probably have him go for Getsue. We'll have Junpei go for the Assault Dive here. No crit, but that's okay. Aigis is going to stick to Cruel Attack, and since that's far and away her best option. Get some great damage there. Maragion, nothing too threatening there, though it does... Oh! Whoops. What did I have equipped? Is that Satanta's weakness? The Marakunda is a little undesirable. We'll have to see what I have here. Satanta, didn't realize he was weak to fire. That's why you should always check that kind of thing before you commit to something. Jikoku-ten is also weak to fire. Okay, that's a slight problem. Let's go for Orthrus instead then. We'll go for a Torrent Shot on him. And Junpei can just focus on tossing healing items for us. Mitsuru, now that she's debuffed the enemy, we can go for Blizzard Edge, get a little bit more damage off of the Raccoonda that she inflicted. If we're lucky, she might even freeze it. Hey, yeah, that will cost it a turn. You know what? Let's, no, let's let Aigis get that, and let's have Junpei use one of these Kami Musubi Waters on us. Just in case, because I'm not sure if the crit overwrites the freeze status. The Cowardly Maya will lose its turn if it reaches a turn when it's frozen, and that did indeed overwrite the freeze status. So let's have Aigis go for the Cruel Attack there, finish him off. Good stuff.
The animation was a success. Good work out there.
Hey, another shuffle time. It works much like any other Monad enemy. Let's just boost up the experience he gives us a little bit. Not as much as other bosses we've faced thus far. Shadow eliminated. Good work. Glad that's over. That'd be a cinch, but boy was I wrong. Trying to catch us off guard, eh? But it'll take more than that to bring us down. Anyway, there's treasure up ahead, right? Come on, let's grab our loot. There might be a treasure chest up ahead, but I sense an enemy presence there too. If you're worn out from battling, don't push yourself too hard. Take some time to recuperate. Now, we're continuing. Understood. I'll continue to provide support. You can double back if you want to save your game, but I like to play dangerously, which has led me astray many, many times before. Before we move on, though, there is some treasure for us to collect here, so let's grab an Ice Saber. Hey, a nice upgrade for Mitsuru. I wonder what that actually does. Again, like, I just can't stand how it doesn't tell you what the heck the weapon does. Freeze Boost. Hey, that makes her Theurgy even more reliable. Get a Memoir number 2. Even shadows have unique traits. The more hostile ones display great strength, but can't be controlled in our current facility. We've developed the Cathedral of Time to avoid disposal of such unique specimens. Hey, interesting. And in this one, we get a Gekkan jersey. That is a costume. Very nice. Continuing on into the next bit of the Monad passage. As soon as we reach it. Okay, there's that guy over there. We, once again, want to get our Sylphid aura up. Don't want to play too risky. We also don't have any Theurgies ready, so we have to be mindful of that. I'll give everybody a quick shot of Dia. No sense in having Aegis use Diorama to just cure our miscellaneous paper cuts. And let's fight. I'll have to see what this guy's capable of. Time to do this. Time's up. Let's do this. Oh dear, we've got quite the menagerie here. Let's have Aegis show them how she says hello. Alright, no weaknesses to exploit there. Tetrakarn, unfortunate, but I can just have Aegis bounce that back with Arrow Rain, and it shouldn't be too big a deal. Here comes a Mabufala. Nothing too threatening to us there. Let me see. What do I want to take a risk on? Used Bufu skills, so let's go to Jikoku Kuten. God, I'm getting my words all mixed up here. And let's get to what I consider to be a weak link. Let's see, Kogaon. That's not too scary to me. Alright, good stuff, Junpei. Let's see here. We'll have Mitsuru just throw out a Mabufu. I'm not too worried about this being bounced back or drained. We'll just deal with that if it does happen, and it didn't, so let's see here. Next up, we'll Assault Dive this guy. Yes, there we go. Ooh, that's his weakness. Alright, good to know, good to know. Sometimes that's how it goes with these fights. Let's go Aguilau on this guy. No weakness struck there, unfortunately, but it's always worth it to check those kinds of things out. Let me see here. I'll go for the Swift Strike, and allow the attack to be bounced back at Aegis so that we can clear that Tetrakarn, which it just immediately put back up. But that's not a big deal. We can live with that. Let's see. I wonder if it's weak to slash skills. Oof. Ah, that's some nasty damage right there. Let's get Getsue onto this guy. Could knock him down with a Bash skill, but I don't want to switch off of Jikokuten. Comes another Kogaon, but again, I'm not too worried about that. It's not a particularly threatening skill, especially when winged at Junpei like that. Do I want to go for... Let's actually just scan it, see what the heck it's capable of. Okay, it's just resistant to a lot of things. And this guy, we'll have to Snuff Soul Fuka up if there's anything else to fight. Okay, so nothing too surprising there. Let's have Mitsuru break this. We'll have Junpei do the Assault Dive here. And you know what? Let's have him go Hack and Blast on one of these things. Just tee off on it. Now, the way I've been approaching this fight, I will want to use a healing item here, because my protagonist is quite low on HP at the moment, so let's go with another one of those Kami Musubi waters. We've gotten more than enough of these to carry me in most fights where I'm not bringing Yukari. Glad I was able to pick up so many of these. Hey, nice! That's exactly the kind of thing I want to see. Alright, let's get away with this fool and get him taken out. Boom! Exactly what I was expecting to see. And Mitsuru can just Buffalo this guy down. We'll have to slowly but surely whittle him down with magical skills, since we don't really have anything too impressive in terms of damage that we can use regarding our elemental skills. I'll look for the best thing I can use with the protagonist. I guess you can just go for a cruel attack. If we're lucky, she'll get a crit. If we're unlucky, well, that's not something I was banking on anyway. Alright, Mabufala. We'll definitely want to avoid, or we could just let that thing blow itself up. You know what? That works too. Good stuff. For the record, if you manage to make it this far without already triggering Arcana Burst, you will almost certainly get that activated at this point. Let's go for the money here. I don't really need to do much more fusion, and I'll probably get a few more Personae when I'm just trying to burn through the rest of my SP and Twilight fragments. The team we fought just now was comprised of shadows, each one with an ability they excelled at. For instance, I excel at eliminating enemies with my firearms, though you may already be aware of that. At any rate, let us continue onward. Looks like, though, you defeated all the shadows in this area. Nice! All we have to do now is open that treasure chest. Let's do it! Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, here, we've got a locked chest.
Oh, hello.
That was quite the trip, but we found a familiar sight beyond that imposing enemy. It seems rather secure. Can you get it open? It isn't locked. Huh. You can open it as is. Well, saves us some trouble. We are in a rather irregular area. I wonder if that's a special feature of the place. I'm not detecting any danger, so please check what's inside. And if we pop this sucker open, we get the Temperance Tarot and the Book of Samek. Now, the Temperance is probably the most useless shuffle time card in the game. The next time you do a daily activity, your academics, courage, and charm will increase more than usual for that day. I believe this doubles the effect of those boosts. We've already maxed out courage and charm, and academics will be done well before we ever have a chance to make effective use of Temperance, so this is by far the most useless card in the game, and it can be kind of annoying in a later point, so yeah, that's kind of a waste. The book, on the other hand, allows us to attain more Arcana cards when we are drawing for major Arcana cards. It increases our capacity by 1, though it does not take effect today. A tarot card, similar to the ones you already have, leader. It was also reacting to the entrance, so there may be some connection there. It's possible that the other doors elsewhere would react to that card as well. It looks like a dead end. Do you want to head back right away? For sure. Let's leave Monad. Okay. Be careful on your way back. Now all that's left to do is to grab up the items here, and then we can get to the end of this section of Yabbasha and call it a video. Let me pop these open, and let's get our rewards here. From this chest, we get Fists of Fury, a weapon for Akihiko, and probably a good one, so we'll definitely want to slap that on him. And here we can get some battle panties. Okay. That is a costume for Yukari. Let's take a look at those Fists of Fury that we just so happened to get. Where can I check that? Unfortunately, it looks like I can only check that when I have Akihiko in the party. Never mind. Alright, let's continue to the floors. We'll start with Portable. Actually, as it turns out, the next floor right after I send it and reload was also the final floor. I wasn't even paying attention to that. That's good, though. That gives me a chance to do some final bits of farming to get money, as well as an opportunity to train up Akihiko and Yukari a little bit. Come back whenever you're ready. It's your call to make, leader. Well, there isn't really anything else we can do here, so let's grab our rewards. And let's see. The head researcher came to try and convince me. I was surprised. He was my old mentor. Whenever I remember his timid smile, my resolve wavers. Interesting. But there's nothing else we can do here, so let us return to the entrance. I'll be waiting for you. We'll have some quests to turn in, so let's go talk to Elizabeth real quick.
Good day.
This is something I can assist you with? Plenty. First off is the Monad Passage request. It seems you have completed a request. One moment, please, while I check. You've done well in fulfilling my request. The Monad Passage you explored seems to be slightly different from the usual doors you've encountered. While they may both house strong shadows, the passage seems to lead deeper into the depths, thus harboring even more powerful shadows. But the rewards you reap are far greater. By defeating all the shadows within the passage, you will gain a new major arcana, which in turn will aid your growth. I won't force you to undertake this task, but I do hope you continue to challenge these passages whenever you can. Those of us who reside in the Velvet Room are always pleased to bear witness to your growth. This will also bring me one step closer to fulfilling my true desire. Oh, my apologies. I didn't intend to take up so much of your time battling. Please take this as your reward. Get a black sword. That is a fusion item. We can return in the old document number 4 and get a reward of 40k yen. Very nice. So, at this point, the only thing left to do is to just try and complete as many milestones as possible while I still have materials. So I'm going to cut for a bit and do as much of that as I can, and then cut back and give the video a proper send-off. Alright, over in Persona 3, just commenting on something here, I've finally hit level 30, which means you sense that another change is about to occur within you. You can now store up to 12 Personae, like in Persona 3 Portable once we hit that point as well, and reload also. Now, I'm about to wrap things up here in Persona 3 FES as far as recording goes, so one moment. Once we reach the last floor we can reach for Yabbasha at the moment, which is 89F FES and Portable. We're going to return. We're going to obviously give the old document to Elizabeth to complete that request. And in both Portable and FES, I do need to reach level 31. That's my goal. It's going to take quite a while as we've kind of rammed into the experience scaling for right now. What I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to bother recording this because I don't need an hour of just me roaming around Tartarus, sitting around on one of my hard drives, is I'm going to just run between floors, look for the staircase right away, and just keep beelining for that until hopefully I eventually get an event floor where I will run into increased enemies, because on those floors you get double EXP. Roughly every fight gets me about 100 experience points close to a level up, and we needed, what, 3,900? Close to that amount, so we need to do roughly 39 battles. Every single time that I defeat a strong shadow also, that's, like, worth 3 battles all its own, so that's nice to have. I'm not going too deep on Elizabeth's dialogue there, because we're going to be seeing it in Reload anyway when we grab the old document there. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in FES and Portable. I'm just looking over the various things I can do here. And yeah, everything looks pretty standard here. Oh, I actually have completed this one. I happened to luck into the Onimaru Kunitsuna, hadn't been using it in FES as a preferred weapon. This must be the sword that heals illness, the Onimaru Kunitsuna. I heard that this katana, moving independently of its owner, lopped off a gangrenous limb with one swipe. What a boisterous katana this is. I'd like to see that someday. Please accept your reward. Alright, the Sword of King acquired, and with that, I think we'll wrap things up in Persona 3 Reload. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some grinding in FES and Portable just to reach the point I want to get, and let's wrap this video up now. Popping over to Persona 3, Portable, I should say. I've completed my exploration here, though I have not completed the extent of what I'd like to accomplish in this version of the game. We still need to hit level 31 for the FEMC, and once I do that, I'm then going to break off my team, and I'm just going to do laps through Tartarus, most likely Arca, the second half, for like an hour or so to gather up equipment, money, and all sorts of stuff, just to make sure I have a good number of assets going forward, because I did not get very much money during this exploration. So that's everything for Persona 3 Portable. When we come back, I'll of course have a Tower Eligor at the ready, plus a lot more money available to me, so look forward to that. Alright, let's close this out in Persona 3 Reload. While I was returning to do some farming in Tartarus, we got the tutorial for enemies fleeing from us when they are weak. So that is just something they actually more properly explain in Persona 3 Reload. For my part, it just means it's easier for me to get the first strike on the enemies and dunk on them so I can get shuffle time. And I was testing something. I was going through Fable and opening up chests, partially to farm out the request for opening up chests, because I do want to get that built up as much as possible, but I was also hoping I'd come across some lock chests, and I wanted to hit those to see if I could get a great clock to spawn, and I did. So in the same, well, not in the same video, but within the span of 2 videos, I was able to confirm beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can get multiple great clocks per expedition, which means I can instantly get Yukari and Akihiko caught up with the rest of the team, giving me complete flexibility with how I use them coming up. So that is beautiful, that is glorious, that is wonderful. Let me go level them up real quick, and let's reap the bonanza of extra level ups. And there we go, they are caught up. Let's see what goodies they get. Yukari picks up Rikarm. That's a easy replace for Dia, since we don't need that anymore. She also gets the ability to windbreak. Okay. Do I want to take that? Kinda like having Secunda. You know what? I can replicate the effects of Patra with items, so I don't feel the need to keep that around. May Patra, on the other hand, that actually, ooh, that's a toughie. I might need Windbreak every now and again. In these games, you sometimes do get forced in these tough positions where you might have to make a hard cut. You know what? Now that we have Mitsuru, we don't really need Pulinpa anymore, so we'll go with that. Akihiko picks up Zionga, immediately going to swap that out for Zio. No reason to keep Zio around, and a Lek boost. Wonderful, wonderful. Dia is another obvious cut from the skill list. Incidentally, I equipped those Fists of Fury on them, and they have Strike Boost, boosting his physical attack power for striking attacks. Well, you know, he only has strike attacks, so his physical attack power in general, by 25%. Very good pickup for him. Flatly better than the Jack Gloves, even though it has 20 less attack power. Akiko doesn't care about his raw attack power. Alright, with all that, I think I've hit a good stopping point, at least for recording. As you can see, I only have 86k in funds, which is more than enough for the immediate future, especially with all the stuff that I gotta sell. But I do have so much SP that I might do a little bit of off-screen, just absolutely dog-stomping some enemies, in order to just fish for some coin cards. While I'm at it, I'm going to report that I fused a Mothman. I just fused Shisa and Sadi together to get the Mothman with Aguilau, and then I pulled them back out of the compendium, which was quite cheap. So we get to see how Igus thinks that they're cute, and we get a maid outfit for our efforts. Plus, we completed 35 fusions, so hey, 5 Twilight Fragments. We'll keep that next fusion milestone in the pocket for later. And I think I will do a little bit of off-screen treasure hunting, and then also do some more defeating enemies when I have some time. But for now, I think that's a more than adequate place to end the video. We've accomplished so much. We've gotten everybody up to the same level. Now that I know that you can get multiple great clocks per night, I probably will fish for that more often. Twilight Fragments permitting, because that makes it much easier to use my party members equally. Super glad that I took the time to figure that out. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next video, where we will be seeing a full moon boss. Should be fun, should be fun. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.